tomorrow's the darshan. So it's a longer day, good 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, so a lot I'm going to talk about at that time. So a lot I'm not going to talk about today. Yeah, I'm just going to cover just a small bit. Again, it's about the fourth ray. It's about harmony through conflict. It's about how it is that there is a spirituality. Yeah, that in itself is kind of a phenomenon. Because in the influence of this earth, in humanity, there's a great deal of lower psychicism, mediumship, and communication with the dead or elemental entities that is created by people, in their conjuring process of delusions of grandeur. And other people believe in the same thing, like Scientology. Yeah, it's just a big delusion of grandeur held by a person who wrote scientific novels, and his entire process is based on that scientific philosophy that there is no such thing as God. But there is extraterrestrials, and there is problems, and we can look at it this way. Yeah. So just as a really smart kind of deluded guy who's psychic and didn't know psychicism played a part in the process of the Dark Lodge and entering and expressing as an aspect of the Dark Lodge, a good friend of Aleister Crowley and other relationships in his life, all panned out to be our future, the days that we're living in today. The process of terrorism, the process of homosexuality to gender change, and all the tattoos that go on people, and the identity processes that people are in are all based on our previous lives. Yeah. So there isn't anything that happened in the past that humanity isn't the ones who did it. So you can't look back and think that didn't have anything to do with that. Because the seeking of spirituality has a great deal of hooks to it. A lot of false prophets, a lot of delusionary individuals out there who step in to the psychic process and do come across people like Aleister Crowley and others, and they are a part of a satanic process, a sex magic, ceremonial magic process, where they're actually carrying out very ancient ways of magic. Yeah, and they're opening gates, and they're accessing demonic spirits and influences that can then go into masses of people. Yeah, and those people then reincarnate, and they just walk around and say, "Oh, I'm L. Ron Hubbard, and I'm da-da-da-da, and I'm doing this, and I'm going to enslave you, and I'm going to treat you like a piece of shit, and you're going to be on this ship forever. Yeah, and you're never going to get anywhere. Yeah, your process is what I call it. Yeah, and he carries that out. People keep going, and then he dies, and everybody still keep going. Now they got a Scientology channel. So there's the influence inside of humanity that's carried over from their past lives. It has everything to do with their spirituality and their misdirected spirituality, not their properly directed spirituality. But the outcome of today is due to their misdirected spirituality, their mistakes that they've made in the process of claiming that someone is God, such as Sai Baba. Allowing a child molester to go about and doing what they're doing under the name of God allows a whole generation of priests to manifest into the world. Allow them to do the exact same thing, saying the exact same thing. All inside of a dark lodge, all satanically connected to an antichrist. To the activities, to the daily activities of the Antichrist. And yet he's called God. Worship in a whole country, even in America, even in Europe, till the day he died. I'm actually the only one that walked into his ashram, grabbed his foot, and held him to the ground until I got his demon. And I held his demon until the day he died. And he died because of that. Yeah. He didn't die because of a car accident, because of a heart attack, because of normal illnesses. He died because this evil force no longer had a way to express itself. He was judged. And that process is just light. Just a reflective process. Christ come across the Antichrist. Antichrist is going to go. Even though the Antichrist is sitting there, counting his days, saying, oh, I'm going to stay until I'm 108. I'm going to look just like this until I'm 108. 5 years after I grabbed his foot, he looked like 108. He was in a wheelchair. He was a patient in his own heart hospital that he built. And he found out he was the one ending up there. And he did. He died there. Yeah. He never left the country again. And he was pledged to leave the country and take the world by storm, because at the time he was only like 70 years old. Yeah. You know, so it's my background work. It's the stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis that is making the difference on this planet. There are demons walking around. You don't know it. Yeah. There are false prophets walking around. You don't know it. They have legions of followers. Yeah? You hardly even suspect it. And yet that's calling all the demons into every child as they are incarnated. It imperils their future. Because mom and dad is a Scientologist or a freaking cult idiot or talking to somebody who says they know where grandma's at. Make sense? Nobody's being a better person. Everybody's checking out doors to get answers, you know? Oh, I don't know how to deal with death. I think I'll go talk to Grandpa. Give me a break. Grandpa's gone. Dead. Reincarnated. You know? Without that knowledge, without that information, just that information alone, all these false prophets have got you by a hook. Does that make sense? Because you got to get off their hook. You can't be on a hook. Yeah? And you are. Every single thing in the world is the causal body of humanity. It's not a soul. It's a personality. It's unhealthy. Yeah? It's a physical expression of a lack of spirituality. Yeah? And the type of spirit that is involved in humanity is the evil spirit. It's glamours, it's fame, it's fortune, it's kings, it's queen. You know? When is a princess from America marrying the prince? Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Imagine how many children are going down the tube. How many babies are going down the tube? How many people are going to subject death over life? And everything goes down the tube. More and more and more. How much more are men going to be subjected to hate and persecution? When women are running around saying they're the ones being subjected to hate and persecution. And it's absolutely not true. It's the opposite. Yeah? Who's carrying the guns in Iraq? Who went to Vietnam? Yeah? Who went to Korea? Who built your house? Who built your freeway? Who maintains this planet? Mostly men. Yeah? They should get a little bit of, wow, commercials, He says he can fix something. Damn right he could fix something. He says he can cook. Damn right he's a damn good cook. Says he can take care of the kids. Better than me most of the time. Because that's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah? It's not about men's better than women. Yeah? Yeah? If you got the education, if you got the interest, you can be president of the United States, you can be an engineer, you can be anything you want. But the problem is you haven't. And that's not men's fault. Does that make sense? When it's time, and it's a collective thing. Yeah? In civilization, as we're coming up from farming, how do you jump from men and women living in family units, providing for the farm? How do you go from that to industry? Yeah? Usually it's poverty. Usually it's a dust bowl. Usually it's really bad luck. All your hopes are gone. And you end up in this horrible place called the city, in an industry, pushing metal buttons. Yeah? Why? Because it's comfortable. It's consistent. You get a paycheck. But you live in squalor. Make sense? And these supposed shit-ass men, went through all it took in order to get the rights it took and working, to have to move to keep the family alive. Does that make sense? It's civilization. It's the normal, real pattern of what happened. Yeah? It's not about women being held back and we needed a suffragette. We needed a suffragette. But we can't look at it that way anymore. Yeah? It was a time of enlightenment. Yeah? That's it. Where black people needed to vote, women needed to vote, everybody needs to vote. And now you need to learn you're really stupid for who you vote for. You can make really bad mistakes. Humongous mistakes. Yeah? And you can gain materialism, and you can make humongous mistakes. You can use people, and you can make economical strategies to devour cities. Yeah? American Indians. Anything in your way. Does that make sense? That's the glamours. That's the reason why we need the influence of the fourth ray. It's the influence of the fourth ray that comes from a spiritual point, that comes from higher than the initiations that humanity is trying to get through. From a point of Buddha. Buddha's born this way. Yeah? There's no initiations. Yeah? It just is what it is, life after life, constantly. And there's a historical lineage that goes into everybody's life that's connected to it. Yeah? And through recapitulation, the influence of the fourth ray is harmonized. Because the fourth ray is telepathic. It's based at your root center, and it initiates Kundalini without you asking for it, or you asking a guru to give you Shaktipa, or anything else. Yeah? It comes because the world is a better place. Does that make sense? It comes through you because it's a better place. The elements are better. Yeah? It's Devic. Yeah? If you have Deva elements all around you, how are you ever going to get your chakras to move? How are you ever going to get them to go up or around or anywhere? They're going to go exactly where the lower elementals want them to go. Dominating the fact that you don't have higher chakras. Because lower elementals don't represent higher chakras. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. So it's really, that's why Christ is really necessary. Buddha is really necessary. The avatar incarnation is really necessary because it represents that fourth ray, the ray of peace. Yeah? And it's just a ray that allows the elements to be represented in themselves at such a high pace, at such a high rate. It's not all about humanity. It's about a universal consciousness that permeates into matter. And it releases in peril from matter, and it makes us less attached. It makes us naturally Buddhic, intuitively. We're harmless. Can't do harm. Vices aren't there anymore. Virtues become dominant. It becomes a natural knee-jerk reaction now, instead of that solar plex reaction when you didn't have that fourth ray sitting at your base center with chakras moving properly as a spiritual being. Does this make sense? Because I'm telling you, you can have a pretty damn happy day as a spiritual being. Because you're very electrical, you're very wise, you're not knowledgeable, but you're freaking wise, and that opens your eyes up, it opens your head up, because everything is coming out of your head centers. Yeah? Because now you're connected to your base center. Your base center is connected to your head center. Yeah? Imagine what happens if a person's base center isn't connected to their head center. How dull can you get? Does it make sense? You know, you can't even talk about God, like a philosophy or something. You know, why are there suffering? You know what I mean? That whole process, just the process, harmony to conflict is the first thing that pops up. Because that fourth ray's got to go someplace, and it expresses right here at your brow, instead of you having a relationship with Christ. And it takes that relationship for you to have a relationship with God. You don't go straight to God. Does that make sense? First, you got to get your fourth ray balanced out. Yeah. So it requires meditation, all that stuff, and it requires the hierarchy. So my job is to instill my relationship back into Tibet, even though I come from America, even though I'm a Californian, yeah, even though I'm American Indian, I still have to work myself out, yeah, and get myself back into Tibet and being completely incarnated as the person that I am, despite all those things. Does that make sense? I mean, you think you got shit. Yeah? Yeah. It's all because of intuition. Lower psychicism just will keep you stuck in your, you know, your mannerisms and your identity and your, you know, your self, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So this meditation helps you recapitulate the process, the energy that it takes for people to be able to recognize the hierarchy, not just me, but the hierarchy. You know, that's because your fourth ray will be resonating more. And if I bring more hierarchy into your life, yeah, then you get more fourth ray. Yeah. But it takes a lot for the hierarchy to stabilize themselves in a planet that does not have the first two initiations stabilized. They can't walk around. They can't open a monastery anywhere. Yeah, they'll get sacked. Yeah, they'll be taken over. Yeah. Their Rinpoche will get dumber. He'll have fewer interest in Tibetan Buddhism and less lineage connections, and they'll probably lose him. Yeah, he'll go off and live an independent life for a life cycle or two, which has happened over and over and over again. Kala Rinpoche, Jumken Kuncho Rinpoche, all these different Rinpoches that used to be an order of 5 individuals that were a manifestation of one, knowingly, yeah, no longer became that. Because slowly but surely, one of them at a time started having their own independent lifestyles. Wanted, oh, I'm going to go get my own house, or oh, I'm going to go get my own monastery and start my own thing. Yeah? And their father, you know, goes, yeah, good idea, you know, because that'll give the father more ranking privileges in the influence of a monastery. And the shit happened. And it happened for hundreds of years. And that diluted the whole entire process of, say, I come, incarnate, and I create this very strong, balanced group of individuals that last maybe 7 or 8 incarnations. And then they start getting diluted. Yeah? Does that make sense? Well, that is what happened. And that's what's going on now. And that's the fourth ray. Doesn't matter who you are, holding that fourth ray, you know, keeping it from going to the brow by going off and being depressed and being alone and trying to find your way, You know, that process is the process of the fourth ray at the brow. You know, the influence when the fourth ray gets down to your base center, the process is transmission. Yeah, and the influence is an enormous amount of direction and attraction to the guru who's incarnated. So usually the monasteries come together as a mother monastery, yeah, and they stay as a mother monastery, and they go out, you know, as specific monasteries of action, yeah, that are active Buddhic emanations of these people. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, it's a science. Yeah, it's a process of being able to spread the influences of an emanation, an energy of emanation coming out of a Buddha, yeah, into the world. And that's fourth ray. Because people have a limited view of yourselves. You all think that you're individual people running around having no effect on the other people. But it'll really trip you out when you come to find out, you know, you're just like genetic clones, you know. And you actually have direct connections. You know, could even be an aunt or an uncle or a cousin or a friend. Yeah? You have no idea how close you parallel each other in relationships. Yeah? It works like that in reality. Yeah? And that hits your etheric field. If you're in an intuitive state, your harmony through balance brings you into a place called Sangha. And you create community that is actively working toward the relationship of building a monastic life. That's natural. That's a natural process inside of humanity. But it isn't something that we look back in history at, because it might have happened 30,000 years ago. Yeah? And that's a long time ago. Yeah? Long, long time ago. Yeah? But we've got these really old temples that are like that old, that might have been built during that time. In the very event that I'm talking about, you know, where people are moved to be spiritual and take those initiations and move them into life. You know, so that's the process that I'm going to be talking about tomorrow in the Darshan. Longer than this. Yeah. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so I'm going to do the invocation. Then we're going to do the Om. And do the Om. I do it 10 seconds. And I continue doing it through the pujas. So this one's going to be 3 pujas. We're going to do what's known as many atoms, and that is a traditional Padmasambhava puja. It was done by Padmasambhava. It was done on a daily basis by Padmasambhava, and it's done by all of the disciples of Padmasambhava. Yeah. So I call it as many atoms. So did he. Yeah. You know, so. The puja goes through the whole entire cycle of the puja. So when you listen to it, you do the Om with it. That puts you in the cycle of the puja. It's part of it, is doing the Om. It's a very, very, very powerful part, yeah, is doing the Om. Usually the Rinpoche is doing the puja. Does that make sense? You know, the Khenpos, the Rinpoches, those who can hold the energy and of understanding, do the puja. Yeah, the rest are going, Om, you know. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's all a very big ceremonial relationship of holding elements at bay, yeah, and moving them to the center and helping them be restored and raise all sentient beings up. Does that make sense? Yeah, because it works. Yeah. So when we do the Om, we're doing the same thing. We're doing it every 10 seconds, and we do Om, right? So it goes Om, out like that. Then we do another one right behind it, and Om. So now it's starting a line of energy going up. Very strong beam going up and a very strong beam going out as we're doing the Om. And it's consistent, yeah? And we keep doing this during these pujas. So the wisdom, the understanding, the love, the ceremony that's in the puja is radiated energetically with the Om. So that's very powerful. It's a planetary healing thing. When you do sequential mantrams, you're actually doing it on an energetic level for your base center to reach your crown center and to affect the environment. Does that make sense? Like bring peace to someone you love. Yeah? It's a good reason to do an Om. All right. Okay, we're going to do the invocation. Just close your eyes. Okay, repeat after me. I invoke the power, the love, and the wisdom of my ashram, soul, and monad.
I invoke the power, the love, and the wisdom of my ashram, soul, and monad.
To guide me into the right activity and the plan.
To guide me into the right activity and the plan.
To clarify and stimulate my mind.
To clarify and stimulate my mind.
To transform and transmute my feelings and emotions.
To transform and transmute my feelings and emotions.
To energize and vitalize and heal my physical and etheric body.
To energize and vitalize and heal my physical and etheric body.
So there is a normal flow of energy in my physical and etheric body.
So there is a normal flow of energy in my physical and etheric body.
Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ to serve the One.
Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ to serve the One.
All in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Okay, take a deep breath. Oh. 1,000 million worlds. So many times I make reverent salutations to all the Buddhas of the three eras, dharma, and to the excellent community. I pay homage to all the shrines and all the places in which the bodhisattvas have been. I make profound obeisance to the teachers and to those whom respectful salutation is due. This very day, I go for refuge. To the powerful protectors, whose purpose it is to guard the universe, the mighty conquerors who overcome suffering everywhere. Wholeheartedly also I take my refuge in the dharma, which they have ascertained, which is the abode of security against the rounds of rebirth. Likewise, in the host of the bodhisattvas, I take my refuge. To the Buddha, for refuge I go. To the Dharma, for refuge I go. To the Sangha, for refuge I go. To the Buddha, for refuge I go. To the Dharma, for refuge I go. To the Sangha, for refuge I go. To the Buddha, for refuge I go. To the Dharma, for refuge I go. To the Sangha, for refuge I go. To all the truth teachings of the past, to all the truth teachings yet to be, to all the truth teachings that are now, my worship flows unceasingly. No other refuge than the truth. Refuge supreme is there for me. By the virtue of this truth, may grace abound and victory. All my life I go for refuge to brotherhood. all the brotherhoods that are. My worship flows unceasingly. No refuge but the brotherhood. Refuge supreme is there for me. By the virtue of this truth, may grace abound and victory. of enlightenment is reached. I and all sentient beings, as limitless as the sky, go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the yidams, the deities gathered in the mandalas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all the supreme dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble sangha. We go for refuge to all the dakas, dakinis, protectors and defenders of the dharma, who possess the eye of transcending awareness. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the yidams, the deities who gather in the mandalas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all the supreme dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble sangha. We go for refuge to all the dakas, dakinis, protectors and defenders of the Dharma who possess the eye of transcending awareness. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the yidams, the deities gathered in the mandalas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all the supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. We go for refuge to all the dakas, dakinis, protectors, and defenders of the Dharma who possess the eye of transcending awareness. To the Buddhas, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained by gifts and so on, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained by gifts and so on, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. To the Buddhas, the Dharma, the Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained by gifts and so on, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. On the crown of my head, and all sentient beings pervading space, there rests a white lotus in a moon seat. From Hri appears the noble, all-seeing one, white, bright, and radiating 5 colored light rays, smiling charmingly and gazing with eyes of compassion. He has 4 arms, the upper 2 joined together, the lower 2 holding a white lotus and crystal rosary. He is adorned by precious jewels and silks. A deerskin covers his upper left shoulder. The Buddha, a boundless light, adorns his head. He sits in the Vajrasana. His back is supported by a stainless moon. He is the essence of all sources of refuge. Lord, whose white body is not clothed by fault, whose head is adorned by a perfect Buddha, who looks upon all beings with eyes of compassion. To you, Chenrezi, I pay homage. Lord, whose white body is not clothed by fault, whose head is adorned by a perfect Buddha, who looks upon all beings with eyes of compassion. To you, Chenrezi, I pay homage. Lord, whose white body is not clothed by fault, whose head is adorned by a perfect Buddha, who looks upon all beings with eyes of compassion. To you, Chenrezi, I pay homage. To the Sublime One, the mighty Chenrezi, to the Buddhas and their sons, who reside in the 10 directions and the 3 times, with complete sincerity, I pay homage. I offer flowers, incense, butter lamps, perfume, food, music, and other real and imaginary offerings, and so on, and beseech the noble assembly to accept them. I confess all the unskillful actions caused by the power of conflicting emotions, and the 10 unvirtuous deeds, and the 5 sins of limitless consequence done from beginningless time until now. I rejoice in the spiritual merit of whatever virtue of the Svarvakas, Patrika Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and ordinary beings gathered throughout the 3 times. I pray that the Dharma wheel of the Mahayana, the Hinayana, and other teachings common to both be turned in accordance with the wishes and the aptitudes of all beings. I beseech the Buddhas not to pass into nirvana, as long as samsara is not emptied, compassion upon sentient beings who wallow in the ocean of suffering. May whatever merit I have accumulated be the cause for the enlightenment of all beings. May I quickly become a splendid leader of beings. I pray to you, Lama Chenrezig. I pray to you, Yidam Chenrezig. I pray to you, perfect noble Chenrezig. I pray to you, Lord Protector Chenrezig. I pray to you, Lord of Love Chenrezig. Great compassionate victor, please hold us with your compassion. Numberless beings who wander in endless samsara experience unbearable suffering. There is no other refuge than you, Protector. Please bestow the blessings to obtain omniscient Buddhahood. By our power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings through the force of anger are born as hell beings and experience the suffer of heat and cold. May they all be born in your presence, perfect deity. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of greed, are born in the realms of the pretas and experience the suffering of hunger and thirst. May they all be born in your perfect realm, the Potala. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of stupidity, are born as animals and experience the suffering of dullness and stupidity. May they all be born in your presence, Protector. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of desire, are born in the human realm and experience the suffering of excessive activity and constant frustration. May they all be born in the pure land of Dewajia. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of jealousy, are born in the realm of the demigods and experience the suffering of fighting and quarreling. May they all be born in your realm, the Potala. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of pride, are born in the realm of the gods and experience the suffering of change and folly. May they all be born in your realm, the Potala. Wherever I am born, may my deeds, by equaling Chenrezig's, liberate all beings from impure realms and spread the perfect sound of the 6 syllables in the 10 directions. Through the power of praying to you, perfect noble one, may all beings who I am to discipline pay the greatest attention to action and result, and diligently practice virtue and the dharma for the benefit of all beings. Through this one-pointed prayer, light radiates from the body of the sublime one and purifies the impure karma, impure appearances, and the deluded mind.
The outer realm is the pure land of Dewa-Chien, and the body, the speech, the mind of the beings therein are the perfect form, the sublime speech, and the pure mind of mighty Chenrezig, the invisible union of appearance, sound, and vivid intelligence with voidness. My body, the bodies of others, and all appearances are the perfect form of the Sublime One. All sounds the melody of the 6 syllables. All thoughts the vastness of the great Shana. Through this virtue, may I quickly achieve the realization of mighty Chenrezig. May I bring every single being to that same state of being. Through the merit of reciting and meditating, may I and every being to whom I am connected, when these imperfect forms are left behind, be miraculously born in Dewa-Chien. And may I then immediately cross the 10 levels and send out the emanations in the 10 directions for the benefit of all others. Through this virtue, may all beings perfect the accumulations of spiritual merit and awareness. May they attain the 2 supreme bodies, which arise from merit and awareness. Bodhicitta is precious. May it arise in those who have cultivated it, and in those who have cultivated it, may it not diminish. May it ever grow, and may it ever flourish. I therefore know my mind. I use a body. Son of God. I know myself. I infuse a body. I am its life, and in that life shall I see life. That life is known as love. I am the love of God. I know the Father, and I know His life is love. I am the body and its loving life. I am the self whose quality is love. I am the life of God Himself. A mother, father, son am I. Behind these three stands the unknown God. That God am I. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of mankind. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of mankind. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men and women, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, we call the race of mankind. Let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. I call upon the one most high God. To let the disciple know the nature of his Lord of love. Seven, the aspects of love of God. Seven, the colors of the manifesting one. Sevenfold, the work. Seven, the energies. And sevenfold, the path back to the center of peace. let the disciple live in love and love in life. The soul is the Son of God, the product of the union of spirit and matter. The soul is an embodiment of consciousness of mind, the expression of divine intelligent awareness. The soul is a unity of energy, vibrating in unison with one of the 7 ray lives and colored by a particular ray of light. The personality of the soul is the embodiment of love applied intelligently, producing an attractive form which will serve to express that loving intelligence. The soul is intended to be the embodiment of divine purpose, applied in great active creativity, which produces the power of creative love. We are born of the love of Father for the Mother, of the desire of life for form. Express the love, the magnetic attractiveness of God's nature, and the responsiveness of form nature, and the I am consciousness itself of the awareness of deity in life.
Okay, just relax. Okay, open your eyes. As usual, I can go on and on and on, so I'm not going to. But I will tomorrow. I'm just gonna mention one thing, because I don't know those people who are out there and those people who are here, whether or not you're gonna be here tomorrow. You know, I know the Sangha will, but I'm not sure about everybody else. So if you're not, you know, I just want to share that the influence of lower psychicism is a real reality. Yeah. And that it literally affects the conscious decision-making process inside of people. Like, what kind of clothes do I wear? What do I look like? Yeah? Who am I attracted to? Yeah? Literally, a sense of attraction. Yeah? Not just to a person, but to a lifestyle, to a caricature. Yeah? I mean, when it gets really demonic, it becomes more a caricature. And those are usually artists. Yeah. Those are usually free-spirited people. Yeah. And they lead the pack. Because there's a whole bunch of sheep just following those caricatures. Yeah. They got places to do your caricature on your bodies, you know. They got places to do your clothes, you know. You got to have it specially done, you know. But hey, rip it up enough, it'll be just right. Yeah. Or go goth, you know, go all black. Hey, that fits pretty much 80% of the idiots out there. Yeah. It's a mindless scenario. Mindless. Yeah. Yeah. What causes a person to join the military and then come out of it and be so completely fucked up on every level? Family, friends, person, yeah? Your next step in life. Yeah. There is no next step in life. Either you go back and continue, yeah, and dig deeper and go crazier and justify the bullshit you've already been through, yeah? Like many military people. Yeah. It's just, you could just black it out. You just become more and more insensitive. And it drives you, you know, to want to go. It literally creates wars. Yeah. If you've ever been in the military, and I was so lucky I've been in 2 military forces, you know, abducted into them, not by any right of my own. Yeah, but due to human character, they felt that I was a perfect candidate for both the Marines and the military. So the process is that they most generally go in, you know, with a very strong sense of desire to be at war. Go kill a gook. Go kill a Vietnamese, you know. Be a hero when I come back. Yeah, be somebody. Just like I was in high school. Yeah, I was a football, basketball, baseball hero. Yeah. And if you think about it, could it be that those games are connected to war? They're connected to the mindset, yeah, the process that instinctually keeps us mindlessly moving forward and not changing our physical body, not changing our mental body, not changing our emotional body. You know, from being a freaking giant mutant walking around because I used to club people for a living. Make sense? You do that long enough, you grow big arms. You become Conan. You can pop their heads right off their body. Shit, you're hired. Be a mercenary. A mercenary. That's a high-paying job, and a lot of people are that, and you don't even know it. Most of the military out there is mercenaries. Paid mercenaries. Yeah. There's so much ambition in this field that there are paid mercenaries. Yeah. Just to maintain war. Yeah. And the whole process is the process of psychicism. It's established through sex magic and money magic. It's established through the recruiting process of people who are mourning, people who are suffering, yeah, people who are falling out of love and want to be in love, yeah, people who are seduced by the heart and seduced by the solar plex. And when you're really in trouble in that heart solar plex area, here comes the witch. And she can do your astrology chart. She could do your numerology. She could channel your mom, your aunt, your uncle. She can connect to your soul, your higher self. Yeah. And later on, she'll incarnate as a guy and she'll be gay. And he'll say the same thing. Yeah. And they'll have big rooms like this, and they'll have all these people sitting there going, please tell me, how's my uncle doing? Yeah. And they're usually spot on. How do they do that? Yeah. When you're in this spiritual area and you need to seek God, you have to. Sooner or later, you got to. Yeah. It's your evolution. Either that or you start barking. Make sense? Because we don't stay in the human body all the time. There's a lot of animals out there. Does that make sense? Yeah? Just look around you. There's a whole bunch of frogs, there's a whole bunch of little snakes, I'm talking spiders, yeah? Not just big old beautiful horses. Oh, I'm a dolphin. More like a squid. You know what I mean? That's reality. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. And you're a little itty-bitty zygote. Look at yourself. You're a freaking frog. You're a pollywog. You got a tail. Yeah? You're a fish. And, yeah, you're also a freaking ape. Yeah? You got a long tail for a long time. Yeah? You go from mammal, ocean-breathing kind of scenario to walking on sand, climbing up trees, all kinds of evolutionary crap that we can de-evolve into any second. Because we need shit on this earth. Yeah? We need pooping. Yeah? Makes sense? That's how we all got here. We got here through dinosaurs and poop and animals and death and old age, and just, we got dirt. Yeah, we got trees. Does it make sense? Yeah. It's a far bigger atmosphere out there for reincarnation. So if you don't choose human evolution in the human reality, as evolution goes forward, we choose to have fewer species of human beings on Earth. The numbers go down. By choice. We don't want to impregnate forever 20 kids in a family, in a life, and live that out. Yeah? It'll evolve. And you'll be lucky if you even have one child in a lifetime. Yeah? Because it just won't be your ambition. Won't be your life's interest. You have too much to do. You're not the friendliest person on earth. You're not worthy of a lover. You're not a lover. Yeah? That's what this is all about. To teach you how to love each other. Fellowship. Yeah? It thins out things. And it gives back a whole bunch more animals to the earth. Does that make sense? Yeah? We're losing frogs. We're losing bees. Yeah? And it's not because we're supposed to be that. It's just that on our soul level, we're supposed to be producing a lot of vitality and energy, and we're not supposed to be reducing it by overpopulation and the absolute overconsumption of earthly reality in every possible way. And we cannot change it. We can't recycle it. We can't change it. But we can spiritually transform it. We can transmute it using spiritual forces. Yeah? The power of puja, the power of prayer. We can purify water. We can purify the ocean. Yeah? We can purify the animals in the ocean. We can purify the animals that drink the water. Yeah? The only thing we can purify is the water. Does that make sense? But you have to pray. You have to pray all the time. Because some asshole is imperiling your water. Does that make sense? You can make your water as pretty as could be and purified as you want it to be, but if you're an asshole and you're drinking that water, you're drinking asshole water. And you're not going to get very evolved. And if you're living in an apartment and your neighbor next door to you is an asshole, you're drinking asshole water. And there's no way around it. You can put all the magnets you want on the damn thing. You're still an asshole because the next door neighbor is an asshole and you're drinking his asshole water. Even flushing your toilet with the same water system coming from an asshole will affect you. It's psychicism. It's psychicism. You're a temple. Yeah? Does that make sense? That's what this Star Show is going to be about, is to help people understand that this is a very serious temple. Very serious. Yeah? You can't just kind of fix it up. Yeah? You can't just kind of clean it up. Yeah? Yeah? It's a dramatic shift in consciousness to the process of the temple. Yeah? So it requires the hierarchy to come in and influence the temple building design of ceremony. Because when you got 10,000 cats sitting around making butter lamps, and beautiful little ceremonial, magical influences, and making sand paintings, then you got the American Indians coming in doing exactly the same thing. And after about 300 years, this becomes a cultural identity. Does that make sense? It's reestablishing the possibility of humanity stepping in to what they took away and get back, and not completely lose it. Just at the edge of it, but not lose it. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. I'm done. On to tomorrow. Enjoy. Thank you. Better go this way. Elevator's over here. You go that way? Okay.
You did it.
I did.